Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show.
In the last 4 years, you've seen the true colors of everybody that didn't like us. So I'm not gonna say names right now, but only thing I'm gonna say is you better hope your ass don't get in trouble, and you need Murphy to get you out of it.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show. When you got to tune in, want the real in your host. What's going on, man? She knows the most. Memphis and Mid-South, tune in, cause the diva is on.
That's what's up.
And good evening. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 17 and 31. You can also watch this show on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Fire TV, On Demand, and more. You can also watch us on YouTube and on Facebook Live. Good evening, good evening, good evening for everybody that's watching via Facebook or YouTube. How y'all doing out there? We are going to have an amazing show because I got an amazing guest that is going to come in right after my first break, and you'll get ready to hear from him in a little while because he is running for State Representative District 86. Mr. Will Richardson is my guest today. So he's going to come in and tell you what his platform is and what he's running for and what y'all can do to vote for him. He's an amazing guy. I had the opportunity to hang out with him and his wife last Friday, and I had a blast. If y'all ain't never been there, I ain't gonna tell y'all my secret, because then y'all may come in there and bust up on me. I don't want y'all to go there and bust up on me. But we are going to discuss education and crime, because many of you know that crime is one of the biggest things that we deal with. Crime and education go neck and neck. And I've been talking about crime and education for the longest. Many of you know that I have a summer reading camp called Project Let's Read, and that's in West Memphis, Arkansas. And it's an 8-week reading program. It's from June 1st to August 3rd. And I have from kindergarten to 5th grade. And so this is my second year doing Project Let's Read in West Memphis. And I'm going to have sign-ups the third Saturday in May. Because education is important, and many of you know that our kids are not reading at grade level. In fact, they are 2-3 grades behind since the pandemic. And the recent study came out, I think 11% of our kids passed the state test. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Some of our second graders can't even read by the time they get to the second grade. Some by the third. But I've been stressing this for the last few years that our kids need to learn how to read, and they're not reading. But as we've been talking about all this time, guess what? If they can keep our kids in poverty, then that's what they're gonna do. Keep them as factory workers. The rich stay richer, the poor stay poor, and guess what? The middle class take care of everybody. And so we want our kids to be able to strive and be entrepreneurs. We want them to be doctors and lawyers and own their own businesses and help everybody up, pull everybody else up. We got to be able to do that, and some of us don't do that because we too busy trying to think about ourselves and leaving everybody else hanging. That's the reason why we're here, because we want to pull people up. And education and crime is the biggest thing that we are dealing with in our city. And I think that Will Richardson can do that. He can change the momentum of the city and education, because many of y'all know they control education. They control education. They tell us down in Nashville what our kids can and cannot do. And if you listen to my show Monday with candidate Erica Sugarman, we talked about education too, because that's her platform as well. It's education and how they are minimizing African American literature in schools, how they're taking those out and telling us the bare minimum about our heritage. We can't tell what really happened in our heritage because they're saying it's too violent. Well, y'all did it. Y'all did it. It's history and it's true and it's facts. It's facts. So you want to take the truth out of our history books. You don't want to tell the people that our people was lynched. You don't want to tell the people that we couldn't share the same bathrooms. Black and white had to be separated. You can't say that we was water holes. Y'all, we can't do any of that. You can't tell the truth. You just got to say Dr. Martin Luther King was a great man. Because that's all they want you to know. Because they dumbing our kids down. That's some of the things that we have to change when we re-elect these new people in office. I think that Will Richardson and Erica Sugarman can change the momentum of the city. Because these people, they want change in the city. They want to see our kids strive. They want better schools. Our schools raggedy. Our schools raggedy. The kids don't want to learn no raggedy schools. But guess what? Collierville got new schools. Middleton got new schools. Germantown got new schools. But our kids can't have new schools. Our kids can't have traits in high schools. They need to breed those traits back into the high schools because, like I said last week, Monday, everybody don't want to go to college. But if they have a trait that they studied in high school, they can come out being mechanics. They can come out with some kind of trade, some kind of training, some kind of background where they can still go to work and make up to $20 an hour. CNAs right now make $25 an hour. They can make a good living if we put traits back into high school, make them kids do something, and in the summertime they have a summer job where they're not out here robbing and killing and stealing and gang banging. Y'all know what we go through here in Memphis? Mike Williams put a sign up about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was right there at the bridge, coming across the I-55 bridge. And y'all know what that sign said? Enter at your own risk. And everybody got angry that Mike put that billboard up there that said enter at your own risk. Because guess what? He was telling the truth. He wasn't lying. He was telling the truth when he said enter at your own risk. People getting robbed at the doggone gas station. You can't go to the gas station. They get robbed at the gas station. They get robbed at the restaurants. They shooting up in Chuck E. Cheese. It's too much going on in our city. And we have no control over our city. We got Chief C.J. Davis. I like Chief C.J. Davis. But she new to Memphis. She don't know Memphis. Memphis welcomed her by stealing her gun. Welcome to Memphis, C.J. Because they showed her how we roll in here. But you got people here that been here all their lives. They know how Memphis roll. Yeah, C.J. Davis is trying to learn Memphis. Memphis, we're a different creed here. We're different creatures here. We ain't Atlanta. We worse than Atlanta. We ain't North Carolina. We worse than North Carolina. We Memphis. We stand in the category all by ourselves, and you can't do nothing about it. But if you're going to bring somebody in from out of town, at least let her know how we get down. Y'all threw her to the wolves. Y'all threw her to Wild Wild West. Memphis is Wild Wild West. Y'all threw C.J. Davis to Wild Wild West. But guess what? She's handling it to the best of her ability. But ain't nobody's really helping her. Ain't nobody helping her. They trying, but they don't know the answers to them themselves. Anytime you bring somebody else in that you think got a solution to curbing crime, when this fool get locked up every 3 months for doing some stupid stuff, but you gonna bring him in? Everybody know Devontae Hill is a crook. I'm just gonna tell it how it is. Everybody know Devontae Hill is a crook and he's a liar. We watched him. He takes opportunities when he sees opportunities. You ain't seen him yet. You ain't seen him nowhere around the city since everything calmed down. Let something jump off. There's Devontae Hill with the bullhorn, walking and marching. But you ain't seen this fool yet. Now, when we had everything that was going on with all the riots that we had going on, you seen Devontae Hill. Devontae Hill was on the front line with the bullhorn. Now, everybody know Frank Gotti. Frank Gotti out around the city every day, all day. So let's just X Frank Gotti out, because Frank Gotti always out there. He always out there. And if I call Frank Gotti and say, listen, this place here did this X, Y, Z, guess what? Frank Gotti gonna go and shut it down for me. I ain't gotta go shut it down. Frank Gotti gonna shut it down for me. We see Frank Gotti out here. He's trying to help with curbing crime. Put the guns down. Fight like a man. Put the guns down. He's doing that all the time. But Devontae Hill, oh, that fool ain't doing nothing. That fool is an opportunist. I'm just telling how I tell it. He is an opportunist. And every time something big happens, that's when we find Devontae Hill. We don't see Devontae Hill no other time unless it is something big in Memphis and he want to be in the forefront. And then y'all call this fool to a meeting to try to figure out how we gonna solve crime when he always in trouble. This fool done sold his doggone Apple laptop and they're gonna report it stolen. And you sold it. This fool was sitting in there with all the mayors in the meeting with the mayors, the county commissioners, giving advice that he had warrants. I'm just saying, this is the kind of stuff y'all do. So y'all done brought this man in here to try to give some advice about curbing crime in our city. We only see him when something jump off. Something jump off and everybody marching, hands up, don't shoot. He the first one with the bullhorn. I'm just saying. He takes opportunities when he sees opportunities. I'm just telling y'all how I'm telling y'all. All the marching we did, with all the riots that we have had in this city, the walk across the bridge when they shut down the I-240 bridge, all of that stuff, he was there. But you ain't seen him yet. Where's Devontae Hill? We ain't had no big pop off in Memphis yet. But where's Devontae Hill? Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll wait. Anybody heard from that fool? Anybody heard from that fool? But wait till something big jump off. That fool gonna be right up in here with that big white bullhorn, walking the street, because he's taking the opportunity to be seen. That George Floyd situation that we had here, everybody was marching. Oh, that fool took front center. Yes, he did. Front and center. There goes Devontae Hill. There you go. He only pop up when it's something that he thinks he can get some publicity from. These are the kind of people that they pull in to give advice about curbing crime in our city. Got young boys, 10, 11, 12-year-old, jacking people for cars. Drag racing in the middle of the doggone expressway. We got highway shootings. People scared to drive on a highway because they scared they're going to be in the middle of a highway shooting. People just shooting random. So one of the questions I'm going to ask Will when I bring him in after my commercial break is, if it's a way that we can get to Governor Bill Lee and ask Bill Lee if he can reverse that permitless carry. Now you have to know this, he can't do it all by himself. He needs all the other state representatives to help him to push this reversal. Because this is all the stuff popped out July 1st. July 1st, it was legal for everybody to carry their gun permitless. And because they could carry permitless, guess what? Now we got the Wild Wild West. Anybody could just get a gun and carry a gun. I done went through the training, I done got my license, and all of a sudden, bam, permitless. I could have waited. I could have waited to get my gun. If that was the case, anybody can get their hand on a gun right now. And so that's one of the questions I'm going to ask Will when he comes on after the break, because that's one of the bills that needs to be changed. We need that reversed. Governor Bill Lee needs to reverse that. But I think Governor Bill Lee wants us to kill ourselves anyway. That's what it is. I'm saying. He just want to kill himself anyway. KKK ain't got to do nothing to us. They ain't got to kill us because we killing ourselves. They ain't got to put on the white sheets because we killing ourselves. Let's be real here. They ain't got to do nothing. They sit back laughing at us. They giving us drugs. We selling drugs to our brothers and sisters. We selling weed to our brothers and sisters. We shooting up our brothers and sisters. One of the KKK said, I ain't got to do nothing. All I got to do is give a brother some weed and give him a sack of cocaine or heroin and sell it to somebody. Get him to sell it. And guess what? Eventually, them brothers going to be fighting over all that money. They going to kill up each other. We ain't got to kill them up. Just give them some drugs and some money. They going to kill each other. And it's happening. It's happening. We ain't got to do nothing. They got to do nothing. KKK ain't got to do nothing because we killing each other. We disrespecting and taking each other life. We got babies. They can't even make it to the first grade because of crazy drive-by shootings. They shooting up the wrong house, killing kids, all kind of stuff. We got a mess here in Memphis. And we need state representatives and county commissioners and what you call city councilmen. We need our mayors. We need our police director. We need to all come together. And even our TV personalities, such as myself, Fox 13, Jerry Pierre, all of us, we need to come together and figure out a solution to make Memphis a better Memphis, to curb crime and increase education. That's what we need done in this city. Those are the main two things that we gotta change in this city. Because if we don't, they don't keep killing each other. What can we do to solve those issues? What can we do to change Memphis? Now, it's not gonna be an overnight thing. We know that. It's not gonna change overnight. So when we elect these city officials to get in office, we got to give them some time to work on it. Don't expect when he wins to get in the office and say, oh man, you said you was gonna curb crime. Dude, he only been there a month. You gotta give him a chance to get his feet wet. You gotta give him at least a year so he can get sinking into it and gradually, so he'll know the steps of what he's supposed to do in order to get these bills out. Because we got people up there right now that can't even get a bill passed. And the first thing they holler, well, we can't get no bill passed because so-and-so and so-and-so. But the Republicans can get a bill passed. We ain't trying to work with them. Sometimes you got to go across the aisle to work together in order to solve a common goal. Don't get mad because, oh, they're Democrat, but they working with the Republicans. Y'all grow up. We know that the Republicans are the majorities. We know that. So if they're the majorities, the Democrats have to work across the aisle with the Republicans in order to get a bill passed. Because we're not strong enough by ourselves to get a bill passed because it's not enough of us. But if it's enough of us getting elected this season, then yeah, maybe we got enough to say, yeah, now we can get some stuff done. Now we can get some bill passed. We got state representatives that's in the office right now that ain't doing nothing but showboating. On Facebook, styling the profile, got a derby on. Think they doing something. You ain't doing nothing but styling the profile on Facebook. What have you done? What bills have you passed? Not a damn bill. But they styling the profile on Facebook. He got hundreds of thousands of likes. But they ain't did nothing down there in Nashville. We need somebody that's gonna do something in Nashville. We need somebody that's gonna do what they say and say what they mean. I think I said that right, yeah. Do what they say and say what they mean. We need anybody just up there just gonna talk to us just because you wanna be elected. I wanna see some boots on the ground. I wanna see you do some work. I wanna see you change some bills. Get some stuff for our kids. Better education, better textbooks. I want somebody to put a bill in to allow our kids to learn their full history in its entirety instead of sugarcoating our history. Did y'all know that Texas changed all of their Black history books? They took them all out and only gave the Black kids the bare minimum about their history. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they passed a law in Texas so they get to learn the bare minimum about Black people and what we went through. So it's up to us to teach our kids. But if we get the right people in office, maybe they can push a bill to change that and reverse that and say, hey, these kids need to learn their entire history, not a portion, all of it. So I'm getting ready to go to commercial break. And when I come out of our commercial break, I will have my special guest, which is candidate for State Representative District 86. Will Richardson will be my guest. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 1731, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, Fire On Demand, YouTube, and Facebook. Remember, news is news. Facts is facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues, and Towanna gonna bring you the news. I'll be right back, right after this.
Can you actually imagine hosting your next event at the all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center? Yes, spacious, beautiful venue with plenty of parking, located in the heart of East Memphis. Let us host your next intimate birthday gathering, family repast, bachelorette party, wedding and reception, baby shower, corporate meeting, social club event. Call us today. Don't wait. 901-244-6874. The all-new SVP Banquet and Event Center.
Hey folks, it's Issa Haddad here. I got some good news and a special invitation for you to come see me here at Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with new, pre-owned, and certified vehicles to choose from. I can get you financed when no one else can. Come on by, bring your family. I treat you like family. Come see me, Issa, here at the #1 dealership in the Mid-South, 4605 Houston Levy Road, Sunrise Collierville. Come on down, check out my inventory with hundreds of vehicles to choose from, pre-owned, new, and certified.
Good news from Sunrise Chevrolet. Get in your new vehicle today. Come on in, ask for Issa. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit, it's okay. Let Issa put you in your brand new truck or car today when you shop at Sunrise Chevrolet Collierville.
And don't forget, ask for me, Issa.
We're back. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on SVP TV, Comcast 1731. The whole spiel, y'all already know. I say the spiel all the time. But I wanted to jump in here with my special guest. He is a candidate for State Representative District 86. He is Will Richardson. Thank you, Will, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You the first one to shake my hand on the show.
Well, I think that a man should always shake hands in the introduction.
Okay.
So,
All right, let's roll.
Let's start off on the right foot.
Let's start off on the right foot.
That's it.
Start on the right foot.
We set the tone.
Okay, we tone set now?
The tone. for
Okay.
What it should look like.
What it should look like.
Okay.
I'm gonna shake hand.
That's it.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, at least you shook hand.
It's good.
Erica was talking to the wrong camera. Erica shouldn't have talked to the wrong
But you know
camera.
what, though?
So, because we got 3 cameras.
But you know what? When you're doing this, politics is not easy.
No.
And you got a camera there, you got your phone here, you got a camera there, you got
And
a
camera there.
So sometimes you can get a little confused, and we do these things throughout the entire day. Like people don't realize, like we're at so many events trying to spread our message and our platform, and by the end of the day, you just want to get into bed and go to sleep. So if I look over here at this camera, y'all don't be judging me because I'm just, but I'm gonna try to follow protocol.
Stay at that first one, right there.
Okay.
Stay at that one.
Cool. We good.
Stay at that camera right there.
All right.
So Will.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna start off about telling me about your platform. Let's start on platforms.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I think,
introduce people to who you are.
Well, my name is Will Richardson. I'm asking for your support as your state representative for District 86, and that covers Millington, a little bit of Fraser, Harbortown, downtown, South Memphis, Boxtown, Coral Lake. It just runs across the river all the way to the end of the state line.
Okay.
So it's like the second largest district in the state.
Okay.
So a lot of responsibility there, but I'm equipped to handle it. I'm a husband to a beautiful woman named Latonya Richardson, who's always by my side. I'm a father of 3 children. I'm a grandfather of a 4-year-old who just turned 4 on Monday. Mr. Carter Bean, we call him Carter Bean. I'm an entrepreneur. Former military, served in the Marine Corps, entrepreneur, have multiple businesses, and I'm a man of God. So, I preach the word as well.
Yeah.
And more importantly, man, I'm just a servant of the people. I love people, and I like to see people progress. Like to see people's eyes light up and see them learn and apply what they've learned and reap the benefits of it. So, it's just about having that equity and inclusion within our community so that our community can be better.
Oh, I like that. Now, that was a good introduction. Very, very good introduction.
Well, it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Very good.
No script here. We don't have no.
We ain't got no script. No pens, no papers, no nothing. We ain't got no script, y'all. We just going flat. We jumping on in there.
For sure.
We just gonna jump on in. So let's talk about your candidacy. You're running for one of the biggest districts, the second largest district in a state. And this is a really big district.
It is.
And most people want to know, if you get into office, what would you do? What are some of the things that you plan to focus on when you get into office?
Well, like I said, the platform is education, of course. We know education is key, crime, and then healthcare are the 3 things that I really want to focus on.
Okay.
So with education, we know that is the cornerstone of what we need for our children to have, our young adults to have, and those who aspire to continue education in order for us to advance and make our city a better city. People who are educated make more money, are able to take care of their families and responsibilities, and just have an overall well-being of being involved in the community. When I get paid, I'm like, I'm ready to go out and support other people, and it's a full circle of support.
Right.
But when you don't have money and you don't have the education, you still have needs, right?
Right. Of course.
You still got to take care of your kids. You still got to provide a roof over their heads. You still want necessities. You want to go out and have a good drink sometimes. You want to go out and hang with your girlfriend or your significant other. And when you don't have that, that can be a very downtrodden experience.
Yeah.
And it feels low. Have you ever been broke?
Oh yeah.
I've been broke before
A whole
too.
lot of times I've been broke
before too.
Hell, I'm broke
And-
now. Somebody give me some money.
Wait a minute now.
What? I thought I add that in there.
But I know how it feels to be broke. I come from a 2-parent home, but my parents had to struggle to make ends meet. And so that was one of the catalysts for me to make sure that as I got older, I wanted to be a productive member of society, and I didn't want my kids to struggle. So that was my launching pad for me. But for other people, there may be we need to put resources in place within our community so that they can have that launching pad. And the thing that we don't do, and that I really take pride in doing, is that we don't reach back.
Yeah.
One or 2 of us may get it, and it's fine. We live in a nice house. We live in a nice car. We drive a nice car. Got nice clothes. Can eat where we want to get. But that does nothing if you haven't taught somebody else.
You're right.
Each one teach one, right?
Exactly.
So a lot of this is going back to the basics. But education is key. And what we have to do Tennessee is at the lowest when it comes to per pupil spending.
Yeah.
We spend $8,324 per student, which is at the very bottom of the entire
It
country.
is.
Only above Mississippi and Louisiana in the southeast. But yet, we have one of the highest graduating rates in the country. So what that's saying is that we're doing a lot more with less.
Right.
So if we bring in more funding, how much more could we give our children to allow them to fully excel?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I want to push for when I get into office is to get more funding per pupil so that students can have the extra resources that they need to be true competitors.
Right.
It's one thing to graduate, but it's another to excel and be able to jump right into a market and excel, especially when we're going to college, right? So now we want to go to college. So those kids who go to college may have a degree, or have a diploma, but they're not up to par with other states.
Yeah.
So now they come into a situation where they got to spend extra money because they got to take remedial courses for things they should have learned when they were in high school. So we gotta kill that narrative and kill that curriculum. I would like to entertain other cities, other states that are doing extremely well, those high places, and then invite them into a table and find out what their curriculum looks like, and see if we can duplicate that and implement that into our city. That's the first step. The second step for me is the TCAP, or the Tennessee Ready testing, right?
Yes.
Standardized testing.
Standardized tests, yep.
Not everybody does well on testing.
No.
So
Well,
because
you seen our 11%?
Yeah,
Okay.
right, okay. And that could be coming from a lot of different things. That could come from test anxiety. I know for myself, I'm a nerd. I can read and regurgitate and produce whatever comes back. But if you put it on pen and paper in a test, I'm gonna freeze up a little bit because I second guess myself. I get text anxiety.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not smart.
No.
This means I have text anxiety. Some children that we have in our school system are dealing with extreme poverty, abusive relationships, drug use within the home. It is total chaos in the home.
Yeah.
It's hard for that kid to come in and actually produce on a test when he's just happy to be away from the chaos of his home. So what I'm asking us to do in Tennessee is to still issue out the TCAP test and the Tennessee Ready test, but use those as diagnostic tests, and we have to find a new way of using that data to find out where a kid is. It's not a pass or fail, it's just showing us where they are and what systems and resources we should put in play to help them along the way.
Yeah. Now you said something about test anxiety. I had test anxiety when I was in high school.
Sure.
Like she would throw it at me and I could say it. But like you said, when you got on a piece of paper, it's like, wait a minute, I know this. And so when she realized I had real bad test anxiety, she did something, and I used that when I started teaching college. She did something with me, and she would ask me questions throughout the class.
Wow.
You know, throughout the class, and I would answer the question, and she would write it down. You know what I said, because I knew it. She would write it down. So sometimes she would pick on me and just throw me out there and be like, Towanna, ask this question. And I would answer the question, and she would write it down. And I didn't know what she was doing, but she would write it down. So then when I take the test and I get it wrong, she said, no, you got it right, because I wrote it down. I've been asking you those questions. So that's what helped me get through my test anxiety.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, they got this clock in the room, they time it. And so like, if you up under all that pressure, it's hard to really, your brain can sometimes get foggy. Doesn't mean you're a bad student.
Because you're looking at the time.
Looking at the time.
But you know what, they told me with my test anxiety what I could do to change that.
Okay.
And when you study for a test, most people cram and they study. My teacher said, this is what you do. She said, you study your first 5 pages.
Okay.
Give and take 30, 40 minutes on just those first 5 pages. She said, and then go about your own business and try to remember what you just read. Remember what you read for those 5 pages.
Right.
And go through it like you normally do. Go do whatever you're going to do. Wash dishes, watch TV, whatever you're going to do. She said, and whatever you read on those 5 pages, try to remember that while you're doing whatever you do.
Right.
And then go back and see what you remembered.
Wow.
And so when you go back and you say, oh, I missed this one, this one, because in your head you're going through what you just read.
Right, exactly.
And you can remember it. She said, and then once you figured out that you got that, then go to your next 5 pages. And after you read that and studied that for 45 minutes, then go do whatever you want to do.
And that's why I wanted to come
That's
on
how I
that
end
show,
up passing my
because we're
test.
giving people nuggets, and we're giving children nuggets on how to be successful.
Right.
That's the most important thing that we have to focus on in these upcoming years is what can we do to pour into our youth. Our youth right now are totally in disarray, confused on what it looks like and what success looks like. And so as the new state representative, I want to make sure that we go into our communities and we set up incubators in each area. Because we have neighborhood captains, but we're going to hold them responsible and partner with them to say, okay, on this Friday of every month, we're going to meet with our youth. And we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about financial literacy. And we're going to show them and give them opportunity, give them job placement. The worst thing you can have, and you know, I struggle with that even at 45, is that I'm always too young. And so you know how it is when you're too young. 16, you're too young for this responsibility. You get 18, wait till you're 21. You get 21, wait till you're 25. You get 25, wait till you're 30. We got to start giving people opportunity. Especially when they want to be involved. You know, the song says, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play.
I want to play.
I want to play.
I want to play.
And I think that a lot of our youth want to play, but they're being told to hold on and wait. And during that waiting period, your idle mind,
that's
Devil's Playground.
Devil's Playground. But you said something earlier. You said we had the highest graduation rate.
One of the highest graduation.
One of the highest graduation rates. And let me just piggyback. Oh, was it high school or college? Which one?
High school.
High school. Okay, here we go. Good point. So if we got the highest graduation rates, remember that some of these kids are graduating, but they don't know anything.
Exactly.
They're just passing them through.
That's my second point. Teachers are being graded. Right? So they got to make sure that they pass students at a certain level or they get reprimanded. Which is unfair to that teacher because that teacher wants to make sure that kid learns, but if they don't learn at the proper speed that the other kids are learning, sometimes things get pushed through the cracks just to avoid a reprimand. So it's unfair to the teacher who has a desire, who spent money, spent 4, 6, 8 years at some point to get an education, to be able to teach and train kids to be successful, but yet they're up under pressure as well to make sure that they pushing up through the past.
And I don't think that's fair.
It's not fair.
I don't think that's fair because even though we push these kids to graduate, when these kids get out of there, they go to college, they don't know nothing in college.
That's it.
Some of them can't even read.
That's it. I was talking to one of my millennial supporters today, and she works at a school, I won't say the high school, but she was informed today that only 9% of the high schoolers there can read beyond 9th grade level. That's it. 9%.
I think it's a little bit lower than that.
Wow.
I think it's a little lower than that. That 9% of high school can read at 9th grade level. I know, like I told them before, I know 11th and 12th graders that read at 4th, 5th grade level.
Wow.
And that's why they get in trouble in school. That's why they want to fight because they don't know nothing.
They don't know anything.
And so they figure if I cause a problem, then that's going to avoid all the other stuff that I got to do. I don't want to read out loud in class because I can't read.
So what we have to do, now that we know this, we can't ignore it any longer.
No.
We got to deal with things. And that's the problem. Sometimes we put a Band-Aid over the dam. No, we just got to deal with the situation.
Deal with it head on.
We have to admit that it's out of control, and then we have to sit at the table and come up with solutions, effective solutions that will alleviate this disaster that is taking place. It can be fixed. I'm hopeful.
It can be fixed. It can be fixed.
But we got to put the necessary things in play, and we got to put. Sometimes you got to put the car in park. So we're always trying to move forward and less of us are on that train that are moving forward. So let's just park the train for a second and do some orientation. Let's revamp some things and let's retrain our students so we can get them up to that point. So we shouldn't be talking about this 3-4 years from now. We should be saying that it's from 11% to 25, 30, 40%.
But it's so repetitive. I mean, because we just keep repeating the same cycle over and over. And no matter how much we talk to people blue in the face. And this has been an issue for years now, educating our kids.
Well, we know
years.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over.
And we're insane right now.
Expecting a different outcome. So we've got to just wipe the board clean and start looking at other avenues to make things happen. We can agree that the way we're doing things now is not working.
No, it's not. Because we don't have enough mentors to get out there and get these kids. Each one, teach one, or how the saying goes. I see so many of our political people, are supposed to be role models, not reaching out to our kids. They won't even say nothing to them. They won't even speak to them. So I ain't saying nothing to that young cat. That young cat may shoot. You know, come on, man. You gotta do something.
it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. So we got, like I said, all these things that we were taught in our young lives, we have to go back and apply them. Everybody wants instant gratification now.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be rich. Everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the king of Memphis and all this other crazy junk. And what we have to do is really hold ourselves accountable as well.
Yep, the king of Memphis.
When's the last time you mentored somebody? When was the last time you stopped and helped a young person read a book? When's the last time? Because another thing that I want to put in place is incentivizing our kids. See, when I went to school, our reading program was great because Pizza Hut partnered with us and they gave us those certificates. When you read 4 or 5 books, you get a personal
pair of pizza. You know what? I'm trying to do that. But mine's in West Memphis, though.
So that's okay. But what I'm saying is, if there are businesses in our community, they should be having investment in our community incentives for our children. Because we always punish them when they don't do right. But what's the use of doing good? What's the benefit of doing good?
Right.
So I want to be in a position where we can reward our children who are striving for excellence and who want to do the right thing.
Okay.
And guess what? I believe that is contagious equally as doing the wrong thing.
I'm gonna work on that incentive this summer because I think the kids would enjoy, working hard. But you know what? All the kids, I had 56 kids last summer in my reading program, and all of them are doing an amazing job this year in school. In fact, I have not had a parent to call me and say their kids cutting up because I threatened them too before they finished the last day. I threatened all the kids. I said, I'll tell y'all what. Anybody mama call me, I'm coming to that school. And now I come to school, I'm gonna jack y'all up.
That's it.
Miss Murphy, you gonna come up there? I said, baby, I'm gonna come jack you clean up.
And they don't want to let you down, and they don't want to get jacked up.
No, they don't want to get jacked up.
So that's what we have to do. We really got to hold each other accountable, because I believe more often than not.
I don't know if it's mine, maybe mine. Yeah.
I know more often than not, most kids want to be involved, and they want to learn, and they want to know how. The same way adults want to get paid, we got to incentivize the kids. We just started a new program with the college kids playing basketball. You got to give them some kind of
Give them some money.
Some incentive.
Give them something, some initiatives. Say, hey, I want to do this.
You want me to stay in school? Well, then give me something to make me stay in school. And it's the same thing we got to do from kindergarten on up.
But we have nothing for our kids to do in this city.
Okay.
That's another thing I just wanted to shoot at you. Our kids have nothing to do. We have this big old city, and our kids have nothing to do. We got maybe a few YMCAs that they can go and do something that. But why come we don't have a theme park? This is a big city.
I agree we should have a theme park.
Why we ain't got no what you call them, go-kart racing things where the kids can have summer jobs?
We used to have
Why don't we don't have that?
We used to have.
But we don't no more.
We don't.
We don't have any of that. We don't have nothing for them to do. They give 1,000 summer jobs out to high school kids. 1,000. That's it.
Yeah.
Look at me. We got a zillion kids in this city.
Right.
But you only gonna give 1,000 jobs, and they only give it to the same people. I want y'all to know that. They give them to the same 1,000 kids. They don't try no other new kids, because I watched for the last few years how they give them to the same kids. The key thing is there's a whole lot of kids that want those jobs too, but they give them to the same ones that's been doing it for the last few years, or they got a permanent summer job. But what about the other kids that's being left out?
Right. And what
we ain't got nothing for them.
Well, like I said, you got entrepreneurship at an all-time high. We have to start hiring our youth to be a part of our businesses and giving them that responsibility and giving them a fair wage that they can take home and be proud of. And I think that will change the game as well. So I'm holding entrepreneurs within our community accountable just as we are as these big corporations. Give us a percentage that you're going to guarantee. You come into our city, you come into our neighborhood, you got to sign something saying you guarantee to give 25-30% of those jobs to our young teens.
Young kids for the summer jobs.
Apprentice programs, certification programs, so that they can leave and have something tangible.
Right.
And that goes to the next point of education. Not everybody is college bound.
True. That's where the tech, what I was talking about earlier.
We got to get Bro Tech back in play.
Tech in play.
At the end of the day, every kid should leave with something tangible that they can go into society and be productive.
Yeah.
So if you're going to college, great. If you're going to the military, awesome. I went to the military. I went to college and military. But if you choose not to go to one of those, you should be able to leave with a certification: carpentry, masonry, electrician, plumbing, mechanic, CNA. So we got to start revving those back. Okay, 9th grade year, what do you want to do? I don't want to go to college or the military. Okay, we're going to put you in these programs, and you can choose between these deals. We teach them financial literacy, and we teach them entrepreneurship. Then you got an 18, 19-year-old kid leaving high school with the certification and the know-how and the wherewithal to run a successful business.
And that's what we need, those home ec.
simple.
We need swim back.
Yeah.
Gym. They took all that.
Yeah, right.
They took all of that, you
Right.
know, and our kids, you know, Michelle Obama was talking about healthy kids.
Active.
Active, healthy kids. But they took swimming out of schools.
Yep.
They took gym, you know. They only go in there at certain times, but it's like all those were curriculums.
As the next state representative, I
Right.
promise to partner with Shelby County School Board, partner with the county commissioner, city council, to find out how we can put these plans back in play. Because we can look at the data and see that it did work.
Right.
We were healthier, we were more active, and we had more well-roundedness
Yes.
about ourselves because we were able to dibble and dabble in different things, and you could try things, and if it didn't work, that was cool, you could try something else. Now it's so cookie cutter that everybody's coming out like robots. And so we just got to,
Yep.
like I said, in this juncture, in this season of our state, we have to just wipe the board clean and start
Start
fresh.
over.
And we got to find the things that worked in the past and bring those back. And the things that are not working now, we have to remove those in order for us to have a better city.
That's it. That's
Simple.
it. It's
It's just
simple.
that
It's simple. It's simple, but they make something so simple so hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, it's not even hard.
Yeah.
This ain't hard. All you got to do is do the job.
Well, you got to put people
You got
in
to put
place
people in place to do it.
that have new ideas.
Yeah.
Who are creative.
Yes.
I think you can
Just-
wear a tire in a
just
certain
fresh-
job. in a
fresh
certain-
ideas, fresh ideas.
New think tanks, new ideas,
Right.
creative juices are flowing, and you get those people in the same room, and that's when you start seeing things turn around because this idea was never brought up before,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if we keep doing things the old way in a new world, then we're gonna lose.
We're going to lose.
Especially after the pandemic.
We're gonna
Look how
lose.
much things have changed since
Yeah.
the pandemic has
A whole lot.
kind of lessened now. It's just you found out that you don't have to go to an office and work. You can work from home.
You can work from home. You just sit right there and just work. You know, and even with our kids, you know, oh, they can go online. No, they ain't learning nothing online. Baby, them kids was rapping and doing TikTok video, and one kid got so smart, he put his picture in the front.
Oh yeah.
And he was just like it the whole time.
He was frozen. He was stuck on.
He was stuck on it. But see, she thought she was talking to the kids because the little boy didn't do nothing. He stood right there. He put the picture right there, and he was going somewhere else.
Wow.
He did something else. He wasn't even in class.
So we got smart kids.
Smart kids.
So what we got to do is pour into that kid
I
because
know
he's
what my son
innovative.
did.
Right. And see, you got to pour into that. You know what I'm saying? He has an idea. We got to just channel that energy and that creativeness into something that's solid and productive.
Right, and my son at the time that was last year when they had the computer classes.
Okay.
My son's 6, and I didn't know he would.
He had figured it out.
He had figured it out, and so I got a call from his teacher, and she said, "Ms. Murphy," she says, "Ethan sleep with his eyes open," and I said, "No." He said he didn't have the same smile.
So he had moved.
He had the same smile for about an hour. I said, "Same smiles? What you talking about?" She said, "He's sitting in the same place." I said, "No, he's in the class."
Wow.
I done went in there, he done put the picture up to the doggone camera.
Wow.
He in the back doing something else. Baby, I tore that butt up. But it was the mere fact that his teacher called, because she called him. She was like, he been smiling for too long.
So he really enjoying his class.
He really enjoyed his class. He ain't moved, he ain't said nothing. I said,
Wow.
boy, don't you know you was gonna get caught?
Yeah.
He said, well, I tried. Get back in class. So from that point on, I kept monitoring him every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I go in there and monitor, see if he doing his work, see if he in class. And I
Right.
tell his teacher, if he ain't doing something, text me. So I can see what he doing.
That's it.
You know, text me, and then I'll be like, okay, he ain't doing something right.
It goes back to how we lessen crime. Everybody has to be involved.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a state representative solely. It's not the police solely. It's all of us, and we can take our communities back. But
Yeah.
it takes us as a community to work together to lessen crime. You see something, say something. And then a lot of kids are here. We had a bunch of burglaries in Harbortown.
Yeah.
And they were breaking in cars and doing things. And the kids that did get caught said, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I was just trying to eat.
Yeah, they hungry.
I'm hungry, so I'm not
They're
trying
hungry.
to harm. I gotta bust your window out to find some change, and once I find enough change, I'm getting food. I'm going home.
They
We gotta
hungry.
put programs in place to prevent that from
To
happening.
feed them.
To feed them.
We got to feed them.
Because we're giving them jail records for being hungry.
Yes, in the summertime, I'm from the north, so in the summertime when the kids are off for the summertime, they have these food trucks, and they would give them healthy meals, or they would have a designated location where you can bring the kids to get a lunch.
Sure.
and those are the things that we need to implement here in Memphis, where in the summertime, let's say they can go to the YWCA and they can get there at a certain time and they feed them lunch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where they can eat free lunch, free lunch for them all summer long, so they won't be hungry. But we don't do that.
Right.
They do it only on certain periods. Like you'll probably see that now for the next 2 years because we're in election season. So during election season, they're gonna do whatever they can to try to make themselves look good. And after election season, they've won those seats. We won't see that happen again.
Well,
and it needs to happen periodically. It needs to happen every summer.
Every summer. And we got to change that dynamic too. The people that have ran before, if they have a history of doing that, then we have to change. We have the power to.
We got to change that.
Right.
But you know what? So people are so used to namesake.
Yeah.
And we got to get out of namesake.
Yeah.
If we can move out of namesake, we'll never progress if we keep putting the same people in office because of namesake.
Right.
We've been having namesake. I've been here 15 years.
Okay.
And in those 15 years, I still see namesake people in those positions.
Sure.
And when those positions are up, then they transfer to another position, namesake.
Right.
And people say, oh, I know who this person is. Let me just check them off.
Right.
Instead of giving somebody new the opportunity to see what they're going to do, to
Right.
at least bring something new to the table, to try something new.
Right.
So it's not too many people that we see that run for these races that's new that get elected.
That's true. And then, as a newbie, we have to work extremely hard to get our message out. So that's what I've been doing. And like I said, going door to door, reaching out, going to events, making sure that the community knows me. Because you got to build that trust. And I get that.
Yeah,
piece.
you
If
got
a
it.
person's been in office for 8 years and everything seems to be okay, you kind of go with that steady flow. But if you got somebody out here that's really pounding the pavement and really showing you that they're going to be a servant and that they're not just a fly overnight success.
Right.
Give that person a chance. Like, what happens if we give that person a chance? And that's what I tell people. I say, yes, crime is bad. Education is
Bad.
subpar. You know what I'm saying? The city is in turmoil.
We're in disarray.
But have you considered me to be a solution?
Yeah, consider
me.
Consider new
Consider
people.
me as a solution.
Solicit the votes.
Give me a chance.
Give them a chance.
What is it?
Give you that opportunity.
State rep is 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Give me
Every 2 years.
Give me 2 years.
Give them 2 years.
And if I have failed the community and haven't done what I said, then you got the right to go in there and push for somebody else.
But you know
give
what?
me a chance.
I would say this. Nothing is done in 2 years.
Right.
We all know that.
Right.
You got to get that candidate the opportunity to at least try 4 years.
You gotta give
him a second chance and say,
get your feet wet.
because 2 years is nothing.
Right.
So you got to go for another 2 years and say, hey, just give him the 4 years. Let's give him 2.
But I would like to say that it would be something that I've done within these first 2 years that shows you that I'm working towards.
Right. Because even if you don't get anything passed out in Nashville, they'll see you working in a community.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get stuff done for these kids. And that's what we need to change. That's what we got to have change.
Absolutely.
We got to have that. And we're not getting that.
Right.
We're not getting that at all because I'm so sick of seeing the same people win elections.
Right.
And they getting these seats and they're not doing nothing. They sell you all this salt sugar. I know. I've been here 15 years.
Well,
so I see what they do. Towanna, I'm gonna do this. As soon as I get elected, I'm gonna do this. And them Negroes get elected and they don't do nothing.
Yeah. Well, what I say when I go out in the community, I say, are you satisfied? And I'm asking everybody who's watching right now, are you satisfied with the current condition of your community?
Nope.
If the answer is no, consider me.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I'm
it.
with. If you happy with how things are, then keep that person that's in office because they're doing the job.
If the person is doing the job, then I'm gonna keep that person in there.
For sure.
If they doing a job.
But if you're dissatisfied,
exactly,
with
it's
the
time for you to
current
move them
condition
around.
of your community,
Move
of your
around.
city, and your state,
Move around.
and the answer is no, give me a chance.
My thing is just don't do things when it's election time.
Right.
Just to see, so people could see you.
Yeah.
Don't jump up there just because it's election time. What are you doing prior to election time?
Well, a little bit about my background is that I've always been a champion for the homeless population. And we work on homelessness throughout. Before I even thought about running, that's where my passion is.
Ooh,
My
you
passion
just touched my heart.
is with people who have lack.
touched my heart.
And
You
so
just touched
people
my
who
heart.
are experiencing a season of homelessness, that's been my focal point. Also being an entrepreneur.
Touch my heart.
Well,
do you know what I do every day? I feed the homeless out of my pocket.
Really?
Every day.
You got to get with me, man. We
Every day,
gotta partner
I
together.
take them. I took just about last week. I took them. What's their name? Church. Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. Abundant Grace.
Okay.
They donated 100 bags to me.
Okay.
And in those bags were snacks for them. They were toothpaste, toothbrush, towels, blankies, all kind of things. And they heard about me.
Wow.
And they called me and donated over 100 bags to me.
That's
and
awesome.
I took those 100 bags and I go to all my people and I told them about it. Maybe you can come sit with me one day. What I do sometimes, maybe once a month,
Okay.
I'll go and get like 10 pizzas from Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And I go and sit. They sleep under the bridge. I go over there and sit under the bridge with them. And I sat down. They said, I said, I got pizza today, y'all. We got pizza. And I get the pizza. I get the paper, and then I just sit down with them, just have a conversation. This is what I do on a regular.
I'm telling you.
This is nothing that I just do from time to time.
And
Christmas, Thanksgiving, I made all their food from scratch.
Yeah. And I would encourage
Up 2
people in the
days.
community, if you see somebody who's experiencing a season of homelessness, to reach out and give them opportunity. You know, we just did a homeless hangout this past Saturday at Court Square, and we had clothes and we had shoes and we had food trucks out there, and we had barbers and we had the vaccination company out there giving out vaccines, and we gave out boxes of food and survival kits.
See, I wish I knew. I've been up there.
But we do this every quarter. But then on top of that, I'm a part of the mobile homeless ministry with Frances McNeil, and she's done a great job in our community, and she does it just about every week.
Yeah.
And so we're somewhere within the city, always taking care of the homeless.
Yeah, because I go to 4 different areas.
Yeah,
And they see me when they see that white truck pull up. They go, "Up, a girl here."
Yep, that's it.
And
that changes today. I know
changes.
even
It
like
changes.
it's a few people out here that are doing excellent jobs in the community, and so we have to continue to partner with each other because we are blessed to be a blessing.
Yeah.
And so just taking the time out with that, but also with entrepreneurship, I've owned my own business for 16 years now, home health care.
Okay.
So I take care of the elderly and disabled
Oh, what's the
throughout
name of your home health care?
WR Community Services.
Okay,
And
okay.
so we take care of the elderly and disabled throughout Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas,
Okay.
a few other states, and we give them their care in their home that allows them to stay at home versus going to a nursing home.
Yeah.
And so I've hired many people.
I do that for my mom right now.
Oh, wow.
Through another agency, she needed a nurse.
Okay.
She needed some nurses, and she
Okay.
called me and she said, "I know you got your degree." And I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I need you to see a few patients for me."
Absolutely.
And I only do it like 4 hours, you
Right,
know,
right.
4 hours for 4 days a week for
Yeah,
her,
yeah.
because she's short of nurses.
Right.
So that's what I do now. I go
Right.
in there for 4 hours Monday, Wednesday,
So
Friday, and Saturdays. I go in for 4 hours.
So we
and I
helping the
help her
homeless. We got
with
that
them.
in common. We take care of the elderly and disabled. We got that
Elderly
in
disabled.
common.
I got a special needs child.
Okay. And see, I have a nephew with autism, so autism is big.
Yeah, my daughter's autistic.
Okay, so see, there it is. So see, what we have to do is what we're doing right now. We
Yeah.
have to have dialogue within the community. We got to bring the community together because there are so many resources up under one roof that we don't have to do this alone. And that's been the problem. Everybody's trying to solve the issues that we have in our
But
city.
you know what? There
by
is, no,
themselves.
but since you said that, I have a question. Because my daughter, I was looking for a daycare for her in the day where she can, you know, socialize with other autistic kids
Yes.
that she went to school with.
Right.
And they don't have any scholarships for them. I have to pay cash. Like this one that I'm getting ready to put her in next month, I have to pay $575 a month
We gotta,
for her to go, because they don't give scholarships, or
Right.
the state don't help them with that all day.
We should reach out to the autism awareness programs here in Memphis and see what kind of resources they have. And if they don't have them, try to find a way that we can get that started so that people can have the necessary funds and
Right.
resources to do that. I think that's critical when you have a child with autism or on the spectrum of autism, to be around like-minded children. To see that they're not different or they're not weird and they don't have to have that
Right.
label. They can actually have people that interact and they can join forces together to better themselves.
Right, because she went to Avon.
Okay, yeah, Avon.
My daughter went to Avon. And so when she went to Avon, and then so I was looking for a daycare, and the 2 daycares that I looked at, that she'll be there from 6 a.m. 6:30. They'll pick her up and drop her off. But like she said, is expensive.
Right.
And they don't do scholarships or anything like that.
We gotta do that.
We gotta find, because parents like me, they got to come out of their pockets.
Right, it's
you know, they're
hard.
single moms. It's
It's
hard.
hard.
But she needs that interaction, you know,
Right.
with other kids,
And
with other autistic kids and kids like her. And some of the kids from Avon is there.
Right.
So when I took her to go and see the place, she
She
was
felt
like,
at home.
"Hey,
Right, she felt at home.
Right, she felt at home because she's seen some of her kids, some of her people went to school. Right.
So that's what we got.
Right, so I have to pay a lot of money for her to go there.
Well, we're going to find a way to find some resources and some funding.
Yeah, we got to find those resources.
I know there are other
There's a lot of
parents out
parents.
here. It's okay.
Because my daughter's prom date, she asked me the other day about, you know, what other resources, because she has her son all day too. And I told her about that. I said, but we have to pay it out of pockets.
Right.
Because she was like, he needs something to do after he, because they looked so cute at prom. I showed the prom picture. They look so cute. Little Ro, but she was saying Ro don't have any place to go. And when I seen her in West Memphis at the store, and I said, well, I gave her the number, but I was like, we have to pay it out of pockets. But that's where Quee goes.
Right.
You know, and she was like, for real? She's like, yeah. She said, Ro to see Quee, because that was their prom day. You know, we would take her to the movie sometime. But so she is a single mom too, but she has to pay a lot of money out of pocket in order for them to go to the programs.
Right. We got to find ways to get funding
for that.
We find funding for everything else.
We need to find funding for our autistic kids to go to the before and after program and be there all day to get a parent's time to go work and do whatever, and try to find, before we try to find babysitters. Right. You know, for them, and they're not babies, they're grown.
Right. They need interaction.
You know, right. Because my daughter's 24, but she's grown, but I still have to get a babysitter for her.
We need to have situations where they can have interaction and be able to do things that they enjoy doing. So that's
exactly. That's another thing that you can pull to the table, you know, when elected.
It's just parking and putting it on the table and finding other representatives that will partner with you. I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only representative that has autism in his family. So we need to partner with those other representatives, whether they're Republican or Democrat, and come to the table and find a way to assist us in this matter.
Because those kids need that.
Yeah, it's real simple.
They need that, and then it's a weight lifted off of the parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just lifts weights off of us. You know, like, hey.
Well, I mean, it alleviates the burden.
Yeah, it does.
And it takes away that stress, man, because you have to be 100% all the time. So if you fail because of the lack of, then that's going to be reflected within your daughter. So we got to reverse that, and you know that's about respite and everything else that we can talk about. So.
Yeah, because so I work with her, you know, because I'm just that kind of mom.
Absolutely.
You know, I always got her with me. You know, it's like, come on, Muff. Now Muff cuss you out though. I ain't gonna tell you, baby, autistic kids could cuss you out. I want y'all to know they can give you the business.
Yeah.
And they just predictable. They unpredictable. They're just unpredictable. And Muff is just that kind of girl. She's just unpredictable. I think last year before the pandemic, before the pandemic, a bus driver called. She said, I think you need to come get Quee. I said, what's she doing? Oh, she on the bus. I said, she ain't getting off? She said, no, she naked.
Oh, wow.
She done took off all the clothes. So when I got on the bus, I said, girl, nobody see that? Girl, I killed a visual. And she just sitting there singing, titties flopping. She done took the bra off. She butt naked, only in the pull-up. Just sitting there. I said, you can't be Muff. You can't be on here naked. She didn't care. But, you know, it's just that kind of stuff. And then I go and help, you know, sometimes with the autistic kids, and they'll have me come and visit. I'll go and mess with them. I like to go on Fridays, because Fridays they have the dance where all the special needs kids go dance. I go jump in the middle of their little stuff. Like,
have a good time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and so that's the kind of person that I am. And because I got a special needs child, autistic child, you know, autistic kids automatically just, you know, come to me.
Absolutely.
You know, because you just have to have that kind of spirit.
Yeah.
They're hard. Autistic kids know if you're a good person.
Oh yeah.
They know if you. Muff will tell me in a minute if you're a good person. If you ain't a good person, she gonna let you know you ain't no good person. And so that's the kind of stuff that, you know, like you said, when you're elected, you need to implement that. You know, find ways where we can get that help as single parents.
Absolutely.
You know, with them going to those programs every day.
Absolutely.
Because they was trying to send her to some program about 30 minutes away and was like, but she'll be there Monday through Friday. I said, my baby can't talk.
Right.
She can't tell me if somebody touching her.
Right.
She ain't going that far away.
Right.
I said, she gonna stay here with my mama.
That's it.
You're not finna send my baby nowhere 30 minutes away and I don't know what's going on with her.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. We have to have curriculums that understand that spectrum. That's a no-no. The separation piece is a no-no, both for the person who has the spectrum, on the spectrum of autism, and for that family member or caregiver. They need each other, so we need to have things that are in-house. That's just a lack of studying and understanding what autism is to even make that statement.
Right.
So now we got to get qualified people, whether they're from our city. We always want to do things in-house.
In-house.
But if we can't, then we got to be okay with outsourcing and bringing people in who have professions and who have data and who have experience in those issues. Same thing with crime and anything else.
Right.
Back on crime,
I was just going to say, let's go back to crime.
Back on
We
crime.
got
That's
to deal
that's
with that.
important-
That's an important
to me.
issue right
It's
now.
important to me. So
We
many
got to
of
go
our
back
young
to there.
men and women are losing the opportunity to truly get into the world by making mistakes at a young age. And so one of the things that we need to put in place in school, is this is tied into education, is conflict resolution.
Yes.
We need to talk about
Yes.
conflict resolution. A lot of this stuff
Yes.
that goes down in our city is because I don't know how to de-escalate a situation, or I don't know how to back down and let a person have their moment. Where
Right.
Everybody's trying to beat the chest. Everybody wants to be King Kong. What we have to do is teach our kids it's okay to disagree.
It is.
And it's okay to walk away if I don't agree with you.
But they think they're a punk.
Well, see, we got to talk about
gotta
that in the
fix
class.
that.
That doesn't make you a punk. That makes
don't
you
make you
a
a
person
punk. Exactly.
that's wise and that's looking toward the future. Because think about it, the things that people are getting killed over and dying for, those are just like grains of sand in time.
And it is kind of stupid.
And once you play the tape back,
Right.
and
It's
you
like,
look at it, you're
that's
like,
really-
y'all killed each other for blowing a horn at each other.
Right. It's stupid. You even get mad over that foolishness?
And I've done that before. Let me say this right here. The other day I was in a hurry. My daughter and I were headed because I teach the seniors at the Orange Mountain Senior Center on the second Thursday of every month.
Okay.
And I teach the word there. And I was running behind. That's on me. But this guy in front of me, he was just slow. So at the red light, I waited 4 or 5 seconds. He was still there. I tooted my horn. I turned to the gas station to pump gas. He pulled behind me. He said, "Hey, did you blow your horn at me?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Why?" And he was reaching for something. And I said, "Hold on, sir." I said, "I'm having a day. I'm running behind. My bad." But for me to get pumped up with him and start fussing and throwing out,
That could have ended differently.
Could have ended different, and it's all over tooting the horn because we're trying to get somewhere. So we have to learn to de-escalate.
Right.
And conflict resolution. I apologize sincerely. I said, "Sir, I'm having a day. I started off on the wrong foot." He was still aggressive. "I don't play that, and you got to watch yourself." I said, "Sir, you're absolutely right." Because when I got my daughter in the car, it's
I
me.
ain't finna go through that.
I want to serve the people. I'm not trying to go to jail for
Right.
harming a man, and I don't want this man to harm me. And that didn't make me a punk. That didn't make him a badass.
Right.
What it made us be, that, hey, look, we went our separate ways, and everybody's still alive.
Everybody's still alive.
Still alive,
And
and
you're
we
still
on
here.
about our day.
That's it.
That's how we got to do it.
So my question with crime is this: we know that crime is terrible here in Memphis.
Yes.
It is terrible. We all know that. So my thing, and then I'm gonna tell you what my thing is, and maybe you can just piggyback off of what I think would minimize crime in our city. I think that we should bring back Blue Crush and Jump and Grab. And somebody said Jump and Grab is a little touchy, but right now Jump and Grab is not touchy because these kids got guns permitless.
Well, I think so.
So it's not touchy right now. We actually need Jump and Grab. That will minimize crime. We need Blue Crush back.
Before we get to jump and grab, let's look at reversing this bill. We put a bill in place that we thought was sound. It was voted on. It was passed upon. And now we have enough data to show that this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now.
Right.
And so we can reverse that piece of it. I would like to see people go back to getting a permit and getting gun training. The reason why is because a lot of our youth have gun possession and have never even fired their firearm until they get into a conflict and they don't know how to resolve the issue other than that. And then the sad part about it is, if I pull this gun out that I've never shot before and I'm aiming at you, I might end up hitting Latanya, I might end up hitting this guy.
Because you haven't had the training.
You gotta have the training.
Right, and I took training with Benny Cobbs and Marshall Sanders, but we also have a few other people that teach, the gun range classes.
Right.
What is his name? It's another one. I know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but he teaches it also.
Yeah.
That you try to clean your gun,
Right.
and you go through several different trainings. That's how I took my training through Benny Cobbs and Marshall.
Well, as a kid, my father and my uncles took us hunting, and we would go squirrel hunting and things like that. So we knew
You like to scratch them?
what I didn't eat them.
Oh.
Just shot them.
Okay.
We had a whole bunch of scallions. I grew up in Fraser, so there's trees and
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
there's raccoons and stuff all over the place. And so we would shoot those animals, and that's how we learned how to shoot. But I really learned how to shoot going to the military, which I think that most men should go to the military to learn how to just survive. But I learned how to shoot, and I learned the value of life.
But
in the
these
Marine
kids have
Corps.
no survival skills.
Well, we gotta
None.
teach them.
You sit them over there, they think they break a nail. These kids go crazy. Lord, even the boys do it too now.
I ain't never
I
said.
broke a nail.
Oh, well, hey.
Oh, my shoe got dirty. These kids crazy. crazy.
I understand that. We just gotta.
They trying to do survival skills. That's why we need that. So we need girls and boys clubs. You know,
Right, we gotta get
We
that.
can get that back in there. Camping trips. Stuff like that,
Yeah.
so they can learn survival skills. But my son is 7. He should be going to camping trips. He should be going on his first camping trip, and an adult should be there to supervise them on camping trips. He should be able to go to camping
Make
trips.
a fire and cook
Yeah,
over
make a fire and cook
yeah.
out with fire. He want to do marshmallows over the stove.
No, you can't do it over the stove.
I said, boy, I can't do that.
It's nothing like a s'more over an open fire.
Open fire, but I don't know how to do no open fires.
What?
I got a whole fireplace and don't know how to start a fire.
You look like an arsonist.
I will too. I'll blow it up.
I'm thinking you will.
I definitely blow it up. Don't ask me to. I will do it.
So we got to put these skills in play. That's going to lower crime. People have to be involved, and kids need hugs and need to be told that they're loved and they're appreciated and they're valued. Then you got some people that you're going to have to apply extra pressure to, and those people end up doing time and hopefully become rehabilitated. But I'm not ready to just snatch our kids off the street without first putting in things that I think we need, such as love, attention, and opportunity to our youth and young adults.
Because they're not getting that.
No.
They're not getting that. And some kids don't get to have that experience. Y'all kids probably have that experience. My son, I tell my son, my daughter, I love them every day. And that's we have a routine in my house. When me and my kids get up in the morning, first thing we say is good morning, God. And then my daughter come in my room and go, Mom, good morning, I love you. I was like, love you too. And then my son would come in, Mom, up for school, good morning, I love you. I said, you get ready for school, did you brush your teeth? No, I ain't winning that yet.
That's it.
But it's just a routine that we have with each other, And I tell my kids I love them every day. That's just what we do. We hug each other, we love you. My kids are spoiled because they always with mama. And I don't let them go. If they go anywhere, that's with my mama or my niece. But other than that, they don't go nowhere.
Right.
Because I go get my kids in the middle of the night.
Yeah, love conquers all. And so
spend the night on, come get my babies.
If anybody knows how we can get the youth and young adults to go to do a fishing rodeo, let's get the young men out and go fishing.
I ain't messing with no
Let's teach them. We're going to get people who want to go fishing.
Right, people want to go fish because I ain't messing with no worms. And we in the South, they got snakes. Now I just want you to know it's snakes and worms up there. I ain't going. But you take a man with you. But that's why men's supposed to go. Not me.
When we go fish, fishing, that's a time to really talk about men stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's for the men.
Go out there and go fish. Now, what can we do for the ladies?
I don't know.
You got to get them together.
Wait, let me see. So if we're going to take the men fishing, the ladies, we can teach them etiquette.
I'm with it.
We can teach them etiquette because our young ladies need to know etiquette and they don't have etiquette.
I'm with it.
They don't. We can teach them how to walk like women, talk like women, because they don't how to dress like women.
Right.
They don't know how to do that. All their clothes is half top, booty out, all this stuff, little bitty shorts. Because that's what they see on TV.
Right.
So I think that if we show them that you don't have to look like that to get attention, you can get attention being classy.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to be naked to get attention.
I think we have come up with a few solutions to make our city better. That's what it's going to take.
I think we
It's
can.
just having dialogue and working together.
Yeah.
Because everything that everything that we need, we have. We just have to work together to make our city a better city. It has so much potential, but we have to get the right leaders in place. We got to have people that are willing to listen, and we got to have people that are willing to take a risk and a chance to make our city better. I'm one of those people. And I'm asking for your support as we get closer to this election. We got a lot of game left. You will see more of me.
I would.
I want to be in everybody's community. If you have an event and you want me there, please invite me. My email is info@willfor86.com. Please check out my website, willfor86.com. All things Facebook are Will Richardson. Instagram is Will Richardson. And I want to earn your vote. I will not let you down. And I'm thankful, Ms. Towanna Murphy, for you allowing me to be on this show. Thank you for my lovely wife to be here and my assistant. And, thank you, Memphis, for taking the time to listen to us talk about a solution that makes our city and our community and our state better.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you. So he is soliciting your vote. He wants your vote. And we're getting ready to go into the primaries in the next few weeks, early voting. But your campaign is actually until August. But he's starting now to get his name out there, to get recognized. So if you need him for anything, or you want to come and speak to your people. If you need a job, anything you need, call me. If you can't get me, I promise you I'm gonna get Will, or I'm gonna get his wife.
Right.
One of the two, I'm gonna get somebody. So I will make sure that the message gets to one of them. If you need help in any of those areas, like you say, he has health care, that he has a healthcare business. If you need a job, they can help you with that. And I got something to ask you after we came off air. But if you need stuff, I got the sources. That people are coming to my show. They're telling you what they can do, what they can provide for you. We have it here. Will has that. And so we are gearing up for his election, which is in August, but he's starting early now because y'all need to see him. Here he is right here.
And you will see me in the community. Now, I'm not tall.
He about yay high.
About right there.
Okay, well, bring that up. Okay.
Yeah. But I got a big heart, and I will stand for the people. I want to be your voice in Nashville, and we will get results.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will Richardson, for coming. Again, he is Will Richardson, and he is running for State Representative District 86. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show. I will see you Monday. Remember, news is news. Facts is facts. Miss Ruby sung the blues. Towanna gonna bring you the news. Good night and better tomorrow.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show.